Good afternoon and welcome to our organizational council meeting for Monday, October 23rd, 2023. I'll call the meeting to order at 7:36 p.m. First item on the agenda, under agenda item 1.1, or Land Acknowledgement. The town of Coaldale acknowledges that we are gathered on the lands of the Blackfoot peoples of the Canadian Plains and pays respect to the Blackfoot peoples past, present, and future, while recognizing their cultural heritage, beliefs, and relationship to the land. The town of Coaldale is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. Under agenda item 1.2, Conflict of Interest Declaration, Pecuniary and Non-pecuniary. Are there any in the room this afternoon? None declared, thank you. Moving on to acceptance of the agenda for our organizational council meeting of October 23rd, 2023. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? See none, could I get someone to adopt the organizational council meeting agenda for October 23rd, 2023 as presented? Deputy Mayor Saylor, any further discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. So moving down to under new business, agenda item 8.1, we have our municipal clerk, Lana Antony, presenting on the Town of Coaldale calendar for 2024. Lana, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. The calendar report that is presented before you was a compilation that a committee was formed after the regular council meeting of September 11th. Council formed a community events working group that was made up of 2 council members, including Mayor Van Rijn and Councillor Rees, and 4 town staff: Jonathan Wensveen, Manager of Government Relations; Russ Tanner, Director of Recreation and Community Services; Clayton Vargasy, the Community Service Coordinator, and myself as Municipal Clerk. And the purpose of our compilation was to gather organizational, not only organizational events throughout the town, but also community events, council meeting dates, staff meetings, and it was just like a one all-encompassing calendar that would be just beneficial for our community as well as our council and our staff as well. So it included general holidays and any stat days if any council meetings were changed from a regular Monday meeting date to a Tuesday. So the calendar that is presented is a compilation of that, and so if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but this was the summary based on what our meetings that we came together to gather. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Lana. There was quite a bit of work that went into formalizing this event calendar, so I appreciate all the effort that staff put into that. Any questions for Lana? So, looking for someone to sponsor a motion that council approve the Town of Coaldale 2024 calendar as proposed. Councillor Rees, any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Now moving on to agenda item 8.2, the Council Committee Appointments 2024. And again, our Municipal Clerk, Lana Antony, will be presenting. Go ahead, Lana.
Thank you, Mayor, members of Council. This report is submitted to Council on a yearly basis, and it's basically a summary of the Council Committee appointments that were originally determined at the beginning of this Council term on October 25th, 2021, but the organizational meeting each year is an opportunity for Council to review what has been assigned to them in this past year and to make any amendments moving forward, because it is reviewed each year. So the listing that was provided includes what the Council appointments were. So if we could maybe go through them kind of line by line and give an approval, or if somebody would like a change, or we can go through them.
We can definitely do that. So I'll start off with the Alberta Birds of Prey Foundation. Currently, Councillor Reese is primary and Councillor Abry is the alternate. Is there any appetite to change appointments to the Alberta Birds of Prey Foundation? Councillor Reese, you want to speak on that?
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I'm good on that committee still.
Excuse me?
I'll stay on that committee.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else stay on or be moved?
I'd be willing to give up the alternate spot because most of the meetings are in daytime when I'm not available to attend those meetings.
Okay, thank you. I'll open up to members of council. Is anybody that wants to be the alternate on the Alberta Birds of Prey? Seeing none, I'll put my name in for alternate then. Okay, moving on to Barron Zurika Warner FCSS. Councillor Chapman is on that committee currently. You want to speak on that, Councillor Chapman?
I'm fine with that appointment, thank you.
Is there anybody else that has appetite to sit on that committee? So with the Barron Zurika Warner FCSS, I noticed that we don't have an alternate on that. Is that for a reason?
The alternates are listed. If the committee or board has asked for an alternate, then that's what's been presented on here. But if they don't originally ask for one, then I don't list it. But there's no harm in listing one.
Thank you. So Councillor Chapman, just understand you're willing to stay on that one then? And then if you could maybe ask at your next board meeting if they require a alternate, because that'll, excuse me, that'll be part of their terms of reference and as well, right? Okay, so
Generally would be yes, Mayor.
okay, so we won't mess with the terms and I'll just leave it as is. Okay, Councillor Chapman to remain on. The Bylaw Appeal Committee, all the council is on that one. The CAO Personnel Committee, all the council is on that one. The Chinook Arch Library Board, we have Councillor Saylor as primary and we have Councillor Beekman as alternate. I'll open it up to Councillor Saylor and Beekman for your opinion on that.
So that one's a 4-year term, so I'm good with staying on, so.
Okay. And Councillor Beekman, you're okay?
Yeah, I can stay on too.
Thank you. Moving on to a new board that we're going to be starting up, Citizens on Patrol. And when we first talked about this last year, we had Councillor Chapman that put his name forward on that. And I'll open it up to all the council. Is there anybody that wants to sit on that committee, or does Councillor Chapman want to remain as primary on that one?
If there's somebody else that would like to, I'm happy to stay on. Yeah, but if there's somebody else that would like to, okay, I'll stay on.
Thank you for that. So Councillor Chapman will be the council rep on that. And then just speaking on the Citizens on Patrol, I mentioned it in our regular council meeting. I'm trying to set up a meeting with the volunteers that want to participate. And then I'll include you on that email when we can set that up.
Okay, I'm just going to speak to you. Mayor, would you like to be, oh, here we go. Would you like to be an alternate on there? Or how should we set that up?
As mayor, I can go on
Ex
any of these,
officio?
yes, any
Okay.
of these meetings anyway, so.
Perfect.
Okay, moving on to the Coaldale and District Chamber of Commerce. Currently, we have Councillor Saylor as primary, Councillor Chapman as alternate. I'll open it up to members of council.
I'm fine with staying on unless somebody wants it.
Anybody else want to take primary on that one? Council or Deputy Mayor Saylor gets to stay on as our rep on Coaldale Chamber of Commerce, and Councillor Chaplin, you're okay as being alternate? Thank you. Moving on to the Coaldale and District Handy Ride Association. That's Councillor Chaplin is the primary on that one right now. Are you okay with staying on that? That's a very big ongoing file right now, so I'm glad you're staying on there. Moving on to the Coaldale Regional Pet and Animal Welfare Society, also known as PAWS Committee. Currently, we have Councillor Reese as our councillor rep on that. I think Lana's,
I don't,
here we go.
yes, I'll stay on it.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Coaldale Library Board. We have 1 council rep and 9 citizen members. And again, that's also a 4-year term, but I'll just check with Councillor Beekman if he's okay with staying on.
Yeah, I'm good with staying on.
Thank you. Moving on to Community Futures, Lethbridge Region, a 1-year term. Currently, Councillor Saylor sits on that committee. Deputy Mayor Saylor, what's your opinion on that one?
Yeah, that, excuse me, that one is in the mornings. I can make it, yep.
Okay, thank you. And if anybody else, while I'm going through these, has appetite to be on that committee, make sure you let your voice be heard. Moving on to the County of Lethbridge Community Learning Council. Again, a 1-year term. We have Deputy Mayor Saylor sitting currently on that committee.
So with that one, they usually do it in the afternoons. I have trouble making it to it, but they are going to try to do them in the morning. So as long as they're able to move it to the morning, I can make it. If it stays in the afternoon, I have no way to make it.
And when will you know for that?
The next meeting was November. I can't remember the exact date, but the first couple weeks in November there, I'll know.
And how often do they meet?
That one is like once a month. It's usually at 2 in the afternoon, right when I have
So if
clients.
there's anybody around the council table that wants to take that one on, you're okay with letting that one go?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody that would like to go on to the County of Lethbridge Community Learning Council? So if the timeline doesn't change, then let me know and then we'll try and figure out an alternate for you.
Thank you.
Do they have citizen members on that one too, Lana? Do you know? They do?
It is made up of library personnel and citizen members as well. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the Emergency Advisory Committee. Currently, we have Councillor Reese on that committee and 3 citizen members. Councillor Reese?
Yeah, I'll keep that one.
Everybody else okay with Councillor Reese staying on? Anybody else wants to get on that one? Okay, thank you, Councillor Reese. Moving on to the Gem of the West Museum Board, 1-year term. We currently have Councillor Pickering on that one. Councillor Pickering, what's your feeling on that one?
I'll remain staying on the board.
I don't see any other hands up, so thank you very much for that. Green Acres Foundation Board, that's a 4-year term. Currently, we have a citizen member, Roger Holm, and he's expressed interest to stay on that one as well.
I was just going to say I'd like to nominate Roger Holm for this.
He already put his name.
Yep, that's good.
Okay, and then Highway 3 Twinning Development Association, Councillor Chapin, that's a 1-year term, and you're currently the president of that association, so you want to remain on? Thank you. The Joint Emergency Services Committee, currently there's myself, Councillor Beekman, Councillor Chapman on that one. I'll open that up to members of council if anybody else wants to sit on that board.
I would like to sit on that board if there was somebody that was willing to step down.
Okay, Thank you. And I'll open it up to council. Is there anybody else that wants to sit on that board? Councilor Reese?
Thanks, Mayor. How often are the meetings?
As needed.
If there needs to be an alternative, I can be that.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody that's on that board currently that wishes to step down from it to give Councillor Avery an opportunity to be on it?
I can step down if Councilor Avery would like to be on there.
Okay, thank you. So then for the Joint Emergency Services Committee, Councillor Chapman is going to step down and Councillor Avery will be taking his place. Thank you for that, Councillor Chapman and Councillor Avery. Moving on to the Joint Intermunicipal Development Planning Committee. Currently, myself, Councillor Beekman, Councillor Avery, Councillor Chapman as alternate, one-year term. Is there any appetite for anyone to step down from that, or is there anybody that wants to go on to it? I'm okay with staying on. Councillor Avery?
I'm okay with staying on.
Councillor Beekman?
I'm good with staying on too.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Lethbridge Regional Water Services Commission. Currently, we have Councillor Chapman, Councillor Pickering, and that's a 4-year term. Is there both those councillors?
Yeah, we're appointed to 4 years.
Yes.
I'm good with staying on.
I'm good with staying on.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Link Pathway Committee. Currently, myself as primary and Councillor Chapman as alternate. And we're just broke ground on that project, so it's exciting time. So personally, I'd like to stay on there if that's okay. Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Malloy Drain Steering Committee. Currently, myself, Councillor Pickering, and Councillor Beekman as the alternate are on that committee. We also have our CAO, Kaylin Hastings, on there. Is there, it's a 1-year term, so Councillor Pickering, do you want to remain on that one?
Yes, I'd like to remain on there.
And if there's nobody else that wants to step into that one, I'll be okay with staying on that one as well. Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Mayors and Reeves of Southwest Alberta, 4-year term, and again, that's myself as primary and then the Deputy Mayor as the alternate. Municipal Planning Commission, currently we have myself, Councillor Pickering, Councillor Avery for a 1-year term on that one. Is there any appetite from any member of council that wishes to go into MPC? Current members are okay with staying on?
Yes.
So Councillor Pickering and Councillor Avery want to remain on the MPC, and I'll stay on as well. Moving on to Recreation Committee, that's being deferred. We still have to talk more about that one. The Southern Alberta Energy from Waste Alliance. Currently, we have a citizen member, Kim Craig, on that, and Councillor Chapman as the alternate. Has Kim Craig said that he wanted to stay on there?
He did, yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Southern Alberta Candidate Association, we have Councillor Chapman on there as primary. Right now, he's not on this list, and Councillor Reese as the alternate. That was a 1-year term. Go ahead, Lana.
Further to the previous meeting, when there was a delegation from the association, there was no formal motion assigning a council member to that. I did look back, but there might have been some discussion, but it never formally did, so.
Yes, I remember that now. You're correct. So Councillor Chapman, you still okay with being primary on that one? Okay, thank you. And is there anyone that wants to be the alternate? Councillor Reese, you want to stay as alternate, or?
I will give the opportunity to anybody else in council that wants to be the alternate on that one.
Okay, I'll open it up. Anybody else? You can put me down as the alternate for that. And then the Southern Regional Stormwater Management Committee, we currently have Councillor Pickering on a one-year term. Councillor Pickering, are you okay with staying on that one?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. South Grow, again, that is a one-year term. We have one citizen member, and we also have Councillor Pickering on that one. Councillor Pickering, are you okay with staying on that one?
Yes, I am okay with staying on there.
And again, if anybody else wants to be on any of these committees, please let your voice be heard. Moving on to the Subdivision and Development Appeal Board. A four-year term, we have Councillor Chapman and Councillor Beekman. Has there even been a meeting this last year?
Yeah, we had one in the first term. In our first year of the term, we ended up having one.
Okay, are you okay with staying on?
Yeah, actually, I really enjoyed it.
Okay,
The other thing too, Mayor, is that the members that sit on this appeal board are not eligible to sit on the MPC. So
That's
just
correct.
for clarity.
yes. So you're okay with staying on?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, thank you. So then, there's no further questions, and I need someone to make a motion that council approve the allocation of committees and boards to the council members as specified for the period of October 24th, 2023 to October 27th, 2024. Who would like to make that? Councillor Avery. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. And then under agenda item 12.1, we have the approved council organizational minutes from October 24th, 2022. And these minutes were approved at the regular council meeting on November 14th, and they're just included on this agenda package as information. And that concludes the open portion of the meeting, unless there's any other questions. Councillor Chapman?
Mayor, do we need to appoint or approve those minutes?
No, they're just for information.
Thank you.
And go ahead, Lana.
Can we just do a motion to receive as information?
Oh, yes, my apologies. So Councillor Chapman makes a motion to receive the minutes from October 24th, 2022 as information. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. So at 7:59 p.m., I will require a motion that council move to go into closed session in accordance with section 197-4-B of the Municipal Government Act to discuss matters exempt from disclosure for items 13.1, subject to section 17, personal privacy. Who would like to make that motion? Councillor Pickering. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll take a 3-minute break.